Hello students, welcome to the next grammar topic on your speech writing. In your workbook on page number 100, you have this example, speech writing. Turn this page number and look at the given important points on this topic. I am LD Ratnakar, lecturer in English. Welcome you all to this topic. Speech preparation. You might have seen and read in your previous year question paper. This is the only question has an internal choice. In this question, you have a choice where you would get two questions. Either one question you have to answer there for 5 marks. This question carries 5 marks. We know that speech writing is just like your expansion of an idea. We know that this speech is another crucial form of oral communication. It is important that the views and the ideas of the speaker are authentic, and you have to take care to ensure that the language is intelligible to the audience. While writing this speech, there are some important elements you have to remember. Look at those points. What are those points you have to keep in your mind while writing a speech? Point number 1 is, imagine that you are the college union secretary, or you are the general secretary of your college, and you have invited so and so person. Now you have to speak on that person and you have to introduce the chief guest of that function. It is just like an introduction of the chief guest of the function. Imagine that you are in that function and you are going to address the gathering, the audience. These are the few points. All those 5 points are given in your workbook. Read them once again. The first point is, use first person, I, first person, to communicate ideas as a speaker of the topic. This is point number 1. Imagine that you are the speaker. That means you are asked to make a speech on that topic or on that particular person. Now you have to communicate your ideas by using only first person. Point number 2 is addressing the gathering. This is your second point. Now you are going to address the gathering there, the gathering in this function. That is point number 2. Your speech should be in the form of an address to the audience. Point number 3 is introducing the topic. This is point number 3. In this point, you have to introduce yourself and introduce the topic later. Fourth one is, you have to understand the purpose of the speech. For what purpose you are doing that speech or making that speech, keeping the audience in your mind. This is point number 4. You need to understand the purpose of that speech, the main purpose of that speech, and keeping the audience in your mind. Fifth one is concluding the speech. It is in the form of a conclusion. A conclusion, you have to conclude your speech. These are the 5 important points you need to remember while preparing a speech. It is called as a speech writing or a speech preparation for 5 marks. Along with these points, there are some more important points given in the same topic. Though making a speech, it is a spoken activity, but for the purpose of testing, it is presented in the written form only. Students may be given hints which can be expanded for speech writing. In this question, you are going to get some of the clues in the form of hints here. Either a word, a phrase, or sometimes some hints there. And you have to expand all those hints and words in a sentence. It is as good as the expansion of an idea here. Refer some previous year question papers where you would get all these examples. Based on this speech, there are some exercises. Look at those exercises. All those points are given in your workbook. Read all these examples once again. And in this question, you are going to get a choice. I have told you most of the questions, that means the questions in your question paper, you are asked to write a speech on a particular topic. Imagine that you have organized a library week and you are the secretary of your college student union, and you have to speak to the students about a week-long program you have arranged in your college, and some hints are given there. Later they have expanded that example. In second activity, it is a road safety week at your school or college. One of the students is requested to give a short speech on road safety week. Write a speech stressing on the importance of road safety and making some practical suggestions for students. And on page number 102, one more example is there. In the same question, you are going to get an introduction of a person there. Look at that third activity. You are the student secretary of your college association. Your college has invited Dr. S.R. Rao, eminent scientist of R.R. Institute, Bangalore, to address the students. You have to introduce the guest and welcome him. On this guest, you are going to get the name of a person here. If that question is on any particular person, you are going to get the name of that person, the birthplace, his educational qualifications, work profile, and interests. If that question is on a person, on an eminent person or eminent guest. If the same question is on any burning topic, on any burning issues, you are going to get some of the examples like the background, what is the importance of that day, and what are the rules and regulations we have to follow on that topic. Some hints you are going to get. With the help of these hints, you have to expand them. You have to expand them in your own sentences. And care should be taken there. Care should be taken. See to it that you are not going to repeat any sentences unnecessarily. Next point is to be use particular points there. That means use only to the point main points in this speech. Hope you have read all these examples. In the next class, I am going to give you how to prepare this speech with the help of some previous year question papers. Refer some previous year question papers and understand what you have to do in this section. As I have told you, this speech preparation carries 5 marks. You have to make some paragraphs in this speech. I have told you that you are in that gathering or in that function and you are going to address your speech to the audience. In first paragraph, you have to greet the gathering. You have to greet the gathering. First of all, you have to greet the audience there. Good morning to one and all, because you are going to write this examination in morning session only. First of all, you have to greet them. Dignitaries on and off the dais. These two sentences should be your first paragraph. In second paragraph, you have to introduce yourself. If you are the secretary of your college union or gymkhana activity, later you have to introduce the topic. You have to introduce the topic or the person of that function. Point number 3 is you have to understand the purpose of that speech. For example, if that speech is on any particular subject, say something about that subject. If there is a speech on any guest here, you have to tell about his profile and about his achievements. And in last paragraph you have to conclude. Write the conclusion of your speech. It is your duty. You have to thank the principal of your college, the organizers of that function, for giving you that wonderful opportunity. These are the 4 important paragraphs you have to make. If not 4, at least you have to make 3 paragraphs. 3 paragraphs in this speech writing example. And your last sentence should be, thank you one and all. These are the few hints you have to follow there. And on the same question, you are going to write a speech in and about 80 to 100 words based on the hints given below there. In the same question, there is a choice I have told you. You are going to get a speech preparation based on the pictures. Based on your pictures, like your pie charts, bar diagrams, vertical diagrams, and sometimes animated pictures you are going to get. With the help of these pictures, you have to prepare a critical analysis of the given example there, where the evaluators want to check your analyzing skill there, the skill of the students, the analyzing and the meaningful sentences you are going to write in this speech. For every increase and decrease, you have to give a particular reason. This is the other section you have in this speech. Hope you will read this section and refer some previous year question papers. Try to understand how you have to expand this speech in your own sentences. An example is given on page number 101. Look at that example. In the first sentence, where there is a greeting, dear friends, here you have to respect the gathering here, because there will be some dignitaries and invitees. You have to greet them like good morning one and all present here, dignitaries on and off the dais. Later you have the introduction of the speaker, the introduction of that topic, and there is a conclusion. These are the some points you have to remember while preparing this speech. Thank you.